Hey, shout out to you, Val. I appreciate you as always. I really do. Someone in the chat says, "Yo, shout out to you. Appreciate you guys." So yeah, and just someone just popped up here. Samuel, shout out to you. Appreciate you being here, guys. Really do as always. And just want to hop up here and talk about this. Now, I shared. You see on the screen here, it says black, mulatto, quadroon, octoroon, white. So for starters, I didn't make that image there. That image was shared to me by a Hoppa mutual. There's a Hoppa Eurasian content creator who is very proud to be Hoppa, and I love that. I love that. I support that 100%. And but she finds like mulatto stuff, and shares it with me, and vice versa. I find Hoppa stuff, and I share it with her. And she found this image, on the internet somewhere, and she shared it with me. And I believe like she didn't create this image. This image, I believe the original post, it was created by like a mestizo guy. I think he was Mexican, if I'm not mistaken. But it was a mestizo guy. I know for sure, a Hispanic guy who created this image you guys see here, where it says black, mulatto, quadroon, octoroon, white. So I didn't create this image. And the Hoppa lady, she didn't create the image, but she shared it with me. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is cool. This is a cool image." And I just posted it on, my Instagram and my Facebook. We're gonna talk about it here on this Facebook, and then also Threads. So this is basically Meta, right? Meta, the Facebook, Threads, IG, and for whatever reason, on all these platforms, it kind of got traction, a lot of engagement. That's what I want to talk about right now. Got a lot of views, a lot of comments, and people are interacting with this discussion, which is kind of weird, just based off this simple like image here. All the engagement, like some of the important stuff. When I do like important like history videos, nobody's like watching that shit. On my other channel, it's crazy how the internet works sometimes. How some posts and some videos kind of get traction. Because yeah, when I make history videos or something important, like sign this petition, like with the mixed lens, shout out to her, she has a petition. I make videos or content promoting the petition, and not a lot of views, and stuff like that. And I think her petition is still only sitting at 130 like signatures. It's like, what the fuck? Like, it should have over 1,000 people that are dedicated, signed on, supporting that petition. It's just I don't understand. But that's what I'm getting at. It's like certain things kind of go viral, quote unquote, so to speak. Viral. It's not really viral, but they get thousands of views and stuff compared to other important stuff that I make. It only gets like a couple hundred. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I got to study this more as I kind of, dive deeper into this role here that I've made for myself. I have to kind of study this, but yeah. So clearly it says here black, mulatto, quadroon, octoroon. Now my thumbnail, I included the Sakatra, if I'm pronouncing that accurately. Sakatra and Griff. And it says mulatto quadroon because the initial post didn't have that. So I had to include the others because some people were kind of pushing back. Again, I didn't make this initial post. Someone else did. I just shared it. And a lot of engagement. And one of the main things people were saying is that, oh, it only showing the white side or you're leaving out Griff or something. Well, shit, I didn't make, I just shared it. I didn't make the post. Um, but I'm talking to a guy actually right now who's like a Griff guy. I'm gonna actually bring him on the platform pretty soon, and we're gonna talk about some interesting stuff that he has developed. But yeah, right here, 315 comments and then like 17 shares and over 120 like we they call that reactions. You know, um, off a simple image. Are you kidding me? Really? Simple image. And yeah, I wish people would give me that engagement on the important stuff. When we talk about history, we talk about mulatto advocacy, sign the petition, email the Office of Management and Budget, advocate for a mulatto category on the census. Like, that's where we need the most engagement. But, I don't make the rules. I mean, my job, I'm just a mouthpiece here to spread awareness and try to encourage the public to get engaged and involved. So shout out to Unapologetically Biracial Discussions in Gray. I always promote her page, love her page. His page is Health and Beauties, Mulatto ladies who are mulatto identified. This is definitely my go-to source. They're more active on Facebook. They're my go-to source for like mulatto kind of news, information, discussion, etc. over on Facebook. So yeah, and she put right here's a week ago. She puts need to throw Griffey in there, right? She got a lot of like 8 likes at least. Yeah, and again, like I said, I didn't make this post. I think it was like a mestizo, Latino, Mexican guy who made it. But it was shared to me by Hoppa. So I just thought it was interesting to try to share. Yeah, because with the white and the mulatto, there's like two other categories. I'll be honest with you guys, just as a disclaimer right now. Like an octoroon, for all intents and purposes, is just a white person. Just like on the reverse, the flip side, they have a sacatra. That's basically a black person. Now we gotta kind of, be careful here. We don't want to give people any ideas. And I'm doing this stream, right now, but it's like, yeah, people are eventually gonna start claiming that sacatra. I'm not black. I'm a sacatra. Like they're gonna run with that, It's but nobody runs with the whole octoroon thing. That is for sure antiquated. The octoroon. One of their grandparents is like black. They're just gonna be white, right? And even with the quadroon, now we see with the quadroon, they're more inclined to identify with us mulattoes, us biracials. You see that with like Amber Rose, and then also the rapper Logic. Those are the famous ones, but you have everyday ones as well. I have gentlemen who message me, quadroon guys who've messaged me before, who like my content and stuff like that, and they're kind of questioning their racial identity, etc., and exploring all this material. And but they identify with mulattoes, but even though they're quote unquote technically kind of quadroon. So for more so I see that with like the quadroon category where they, and then on the other end of that, that's a quarter African, you have the quarter white where they're griff. And again, I'm going to bring a guy on who's falls in that category and talk to him, where it's like you have a lot of them who identify with us mulattoes. So as mulattoes, we're kind of like the key, kind of the balance. I know with this image here, you see it centers the quadroon, but more so if we lay it out accurately, the mulatto would be the course, the kind of pinnacle, the prime meridian, the center of this discussion, because we have quadroons and griffs who identify with us, right? But when you go to the other, like I said, the sakatra, it's like a new word to me, guys, or the octoroon. It's kind of like, yeah, you're kind of mostly that. It's like you have a grandparent that's like something else, but your other three grandparents are of this particular group. It's just kind of just, make your way. But with us mulattoes, it's like, especially those of us over here who are engaged in this content, we have made already our way. We understand the reality situation. We're mulatto. There's no turning back, right? But yeah, with the material we're creating, a lot of like quote unquote octoroons or griffs, they are engaged in this discussion. So yeah, let's continue on. Like I said, I just disclaimer, I didn't make this image. This is just I'm just sharing it. And for whatever reason, a lot of people like they are engaged in it. It's crazy. And I can zoom it up just to make sure you guys see, because I'm kind of can tell that it's not like it's kind of hard. I think this is much better. I think now you guys can see it better, so that's good. I have a Pardo gentleman who from Brazil. He's a mutual, been a mutual for a minute. He's in my Facebook group. Actually, he's a member of my mulatto community Facebook group, and he put here in Brazil, it'll be black, dark mulatto, mulatto light, mulatto white. Yeah, they're categories. And they also have another one. I think on my IG, I did share an image of it. It's I'm pulling it up on my IG right now. It's they have negra and indigenous. Black and indigenous is kafuzo. That's a category they have, kafuzo. I believe in the United States the terminology is sambo, if I'm not mistaken. Is that the correct term? Sambo if they're black and indigenous. Indigenous meaning Native American from one of the tribes. If I'm not mistaken, guys, you guys can correct me. I'm learning as along with you guys, right? Um, because if they're East Indian and like African, then they in the Caribbean they have a term called Dogla, but more so colloquially in the United States we would say Belindian, which is interesting. Belindian would be the term. But yeah, in Brazil, they have something called cafuzo, and then they have Comboko, which is white and indigenous, and they're a part of that Pardo category because the Pardo category is very kind of broad. They have other mixed race configurations within that kind of umbrella of Pardo because Pardo translates to like light brown. So they have Mulatto, and then they have Caboclo, and then they have Fuso in within that kind of group. It's just interesting, kind of exploring, examining some of this stuff. Just want to lay it out there because yeah, the gentleman here, Tiago, he provides his kind of observation from Brazil. It has octoroon. I only know white and ginger white. Yeah, octoroon's not really used. I mean, like I said, if you're like 1/8 white, or excuse me, 1/8 black, octo is the Latin prefix for eight. It's like you're kind of just white. Nobody uses that. Yeah, like I said, there's people who use quadroon, but like I said, a lot of them they identify with us mulattoes. Just like there's people who are grips, who are like a quarter or 30%, whatever, European. They have a biracial parent and like a Chris Brown. Chris Brown will call himself like biracial, but he has his mom. I believe his mom is a mulatto and his father's black, but he'll identify more so with us biracial mulatto. So, like I said, the mulatto is kind of the balance within this discussion, where you'll have the quadroons and griffs who more so identify with us. But if it's like the Sakatara or the Octoroon, it's kind of like, yeah, you're kind of, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm just here reporting the news, having this discussion. Tell me, guys, if you agree or disagree. That's the whole point of this, the engagement. So what are you called if you have a white grandparent, like the opposite of what is quadroon? And it's not listed up there. And someone puts here, it depends. In my opinion, the right way to say would be four black grandparents, black. Three black grandparents, one white, a dark mulatto. Two black grandparents, two white grandparents, common mulatto. See, it's like the light or dark or common. This is the Brazilian gentleman as well. Shout out to him. But yeah, their interpretation is different, right? Because even if you look at my thumbnail, like I said, it because I made the kind of correction. It's obviously not the best. It was just AI kind of just. I wanted to include the griff and then the sakatara because people were kind of crying about it. I was like, I didn't even make the image, but I'll make the correction if it gets you guys to stop crying. But the opposite of that octoroon would be the sakatara, and the opposite of quadroon would be the griff. Just for clarification. Person puts here, she would visit the motherland someday and reconnect with her roots. All that Italian culture and heritage cannot be brushed off like that. Yeah, griff. The guy puts here griff. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, the guy puts here right here. Black plus white mulatto. So black plus mulatto equals griff. Griff is the offspring of both a mixed person with a black, yeah, with that of black. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Suppose I'm black. Like I say, guys, I'm just gonna explore some of the comments here. Nothing too special. You guys can tune in, tune out, hit the like button, share, stay along for the ride. I don't care. It's all good. It's all good. The fact that you guys are engaged in a discussion is what's important. You're learning. I'm learning as well. We're exploring this identity, race, ethnicity, culture, politics, history. This is kind of the whole point here. This person here puts Haiti has 34 color classifications. Latin America countries have few. No one even liked her comment. Nobody cares. Rosalind Betty. Yeah. Haiti has 34 color. I mean, when I look at images of Haiti, they're all dark skinned black people. Like, I don't understand. Like, I've only been live for like 20 minutes. Yeah, I scheduled it like earlier, but I was lagging. I'm late to this live because I was live over on TikTok. I was connecting with the people on TikTok. So I was a little late over here. But we're live right now. I've only been in here like 20 minutes. So you could just fast forward the stream. So you're not that far behind. Suppose I'm black, but not a color. Black people comes in all shades. I hit the laughing emoji because You guys don't come in all shades. It's on albino or if you guys mix. Person puts here, yes, we do. You look at her image, it's like, yeah, she's got mixed parents trying to justify her blackness. We come in all shades. You got mixed parents, right? So do white albinos, you know. It's yeah, you don't come in all shades. You don't. You come in limited shades of black and dark brown. Okay, when you guys come out beige, come to find out you guys got mixed parents, mixed grandparents. I mean, you can continue to fool yourselves and push this political kind of blackness, narrative, but biology is biology, science is science. You can continue to lie to yourself, okay? Person puts here, if mulatto means to be mixed with black and white, shouldn't that be in the middle of the chart? What names do we have more the mixed people who are in between black and mulatto? Like I said, guys, I didn't make a lot of these questions were these comments were brought up, these questions. And I agree. Like, I mean, I kind of effed up, so to speak, because I'm not the one who made this. It's for whatever reason, I just shared it. And a lot of people like took notice of it on the meta platforms and commented. I was like, this is just an image, guys. Like, it says mulatto here, black, quadroon, octoroon, white. Yeah, but in between mulatto and black, you have the griff and then the sakatra. And yeah, just a lot of people were like, well, wait a second, where's the griff at? Where's the griff at? It's like, the person who made this was like a Hispanic guy. It wasn't. And I commented right here a day ago to the guy. I put it here. I didn't make the chart, but it would be griff and sakura exactly, right? Just a box of crayons. That's what that guy puts. So Barack Obama wouldn't be considered black. I never really did consider him black. And he's a black dude or a white guy? He's a white guy from Flint, Michigan. Oh. So I always thought that he was Arab, half Arab. The white people, they just gonna see you as black. You just consider black in America. The white man, he just gonna finna see you as black. And we're like, oh, wait a second. This white guy here, Andrew McDonald, doesn't consider Obama black. Interesting. So we just debunk all of you people with just this one comment right here. Isn't that lovely? Make sure you guys screenshot, screen record this. Isn't that lovely? You just debunked them right here. The white man finna see you as black. You got the white man, Yo Massa. He's right here telling you he doesn't look at Obama as being black. He looks at him as being Arab, Those are his words, not mine. All right. Let's see what the other comments say. And of course, this person here talking about 50 different colors in Haiti, color classification. We all pro-black, pan-African, typical, 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 typical. She puts here, what did you not? His dad was Kenyan and his mom was Irish American. Many black Americans have Arab names like his first name, but it's because they are Muslim. Yes, I see that his father was Kenyan and his mother was white. I agree. Samuel Jackson, when it comes to Barack Obama. What did Samuel Jackson say? I know Morgan Freeman said Obama. There's a clip out there. He says Obama's not black because he has a white mom. He's biracial, which I agree with Morgan Freeman. My whole thing is I push back against the communitaw because they weaponize the one drop rule. They pick and choose when to claim you guys, you mulattoes, biracials as black. They pick and choose. And I'm like, you guys got to stop giving them authority and influence over your identity. That's the main issue here. Because they're going to pick and choose. When they can use your ass, they're going to claim you as black to use you. Okay. When they're upset with you, when you hurt their little feelings, they're going to say, well, you're not a part of our tribe. You ain't black. You're not like us. You hurt their feelings. They're going to say you're not like us. Right. My whole thing is, gain back your power, your dignity and self-respect. That's the whole thing I've been saying. The truth is they are speculating that that Kenyan man was not his real father and that his dad was something else. Yeah, whatever. I can believe that. My feeling is he wasn't even born in the U.S. He attended radical Islamic schooling when he was young. Well, he's a Malaysian. That's what they're saying. They're saying his wife is like a male, and they're saying he's not even, a mulatto. He's not even half black. He's from Malaysia. Like all the conspiracies they have on that man is crazy. But I mean, the conspiracies are wild these days with all this like Epstein stuff, like all the conspiracies out there with Trump. It's not looking good for your boy Trump. I didn't vote for the guy. Not this term. I did vote for Trump in 2016. That's public knowledge, based off single policy issue, immigration, build the fucking wall, get the illegals the fuck up out of here. Yeah, I voted for him in 2016. He failed miserably at that job. He had his chance with the whole C-19, pandemic. He fucked up. Okay. And I was never going to vote for his artist ass ever again after that. He had his chance. He had my vote. No, I didn't vote for him in 2020. Or was it 2024? No, I already knew by then the guy is a complete con artist, scumbag, reality TV host. So all of you people who voted for him, have fun. You know, all this BS I'm seeing, like with this whole the Epstein list and all this stuff. It's pretty pathetic watching this stuff decay the whole. But let me. That's because it's getting too political. So let me move on to what we're really talking about here. Um, Yeah. See, he really doesn't call himself black, probably because his family's from Africa. Africans aren't black. It's an American cultural thing. It's not related to anything African. I don't know what this guy, Jasmine Mc uh Cohen, University of North Carolina at Chapel, is probably Afrocentric, probably one of these FBAs, whatever. Let's move on to something else more interesting. The guy here, it's a black guy, of course. Oh, he's a South African as well. Says race is a myth. No such thing as race until they want to use it and benefit off of it. Then race is real. It's only a myth when it's like a white person or an Asian or a non-black person who wants to galvanize and use race. Yeah. Let's see the engagement: three laughing and 17 likes. And if I even examine all those likes, I guarantee you it's going to be mostly black and a couple like little white liberals, right? Race is a myth. I mean, you guys can speak this into the oblivion, like into the whole sphere, but obviously it has real implications. You guys push this whole social construct stuff. Obviously, there's real implications out here. So lying to yourself, you're only lying to yourself. But then again, it's people who are powerless, who have no power. They want you to believe their delusion. Race is a myth. Okay. Yeah, you're only fooling yourself. I got a comment here says, I don't agree. Look at different in our noses. Yeah, the phenotype. Exactly. Black people don't have that bone cartilage tissue by the end of their nose. Exactly. White people have it. Black, no. That's why in most cases our noses are flat. Of course, skin color and hair, it's because of region or ancestry lived as hotter weather as darker skinned people have. And we also have different typical health issues. Yes. Black people have different blood genotypes. Yes. Susceptible to diabetes, susceptible to glaucoma, susceptible to sickle cell anemia. Precisely. So when they are married, they check matching of it. Between white, you won't find same problem. Only 1% of white have same blood issues, and predisposition to different diseases are also different between white and black races. So yeah, there's a bunch of medical realities that are, in this. Shout out to South African colored in the chat. Elroy Swartz, shout out to you, man. I haven't seen you in a while, man. I was kind of getting worried. I was like, where are the South African colors at? Where are the colors at, man? You guys belong over here. On TikTok, I connected with a colored gal. Actually, I want to do a live stream with her over there, coming soon. I just got to make sure the timing and coordinate everything right. But it's kind of worried about you, bro. I haven't seen you in a minute, but I know everyone out here is busy. We all got lives, but I really appreciate you being here, man. This is your space. You belong here. I appreciate you being here. And yeah, I agree with what she's saying. Like the differences with the medical, like we can explore that more as well. She firstly covered the phenotype with the nose, the bone cartilage at the end of the nose, like the different shape of the nose versus more negroid nose versus the broad. Some other guy calls it flaring nostril. That's kind of, whatever. Take it how you want. Um, but yeah, and the skin color variation depending on the climate, the more the sun is hitting, the darker the more hotter the climate, typically the more darker skin, right? Which is obvious. And but it's not only that, the phenotypical, it's the blood genotype, right? As we expressed, which particular groups are more susceptible to which illnesses, and yeah, we can get more into that in the future. I think that's going to be a really good topic, more into the future exam. this medical situation. I got this guy. No dumb notification. Okay. Does that mean I can call you the special word? I don't know. This guy Aaron. A special word. I don't care. I'm a free speech proponent. The funny thing is like with the whole calling me words, like people want to call you words, but when you call them words back, they get very offensive and uppity. And that's with white and black. Because I can piss any white man off on the planet. It doesn't matter where he's from. I can make that white man angry. And it's the same with the blacks. Like you have to understand, as a mulatto, a man, masculine man, our mere existence makes a lot of these people angry because they can't control us, right? And they see someone with a strong will, they know we're not going to acquiesce to their authority. So right off the bat, their sense of self, their centered orientation is shifted. They're upset with us, our mere presence. Depending on the individual, but I find that a lot of them, yeah, they're going to get upset just by our mere presence, being confident and masculine. They're like, oh, this is a competitive threat, a masculine threat. They get bothered by it. So I know, like, with the whole word game, like, I can use some words and I can piss all of you off. I got one dude, some Mexican guy, who's running around crying to these other people about me because his little feelings are hurt. He's saying I'm a racist now, He's trying to get these other people like to splinter off and create their own little clique, which is cool. Have fun. But just remember where you came from, where this all started. Okay. So race is not a myth. Nelson Mandela and Adolf didn't look alike. Yeah, that's true. Why is there a census every 10 years? Yeah, there's census because of race. People ask you. Person puts here still black. Who's this? It's a black person. Yeah. Too much going on. So what am I? I don't know. This guy looks kind of mulatto presenting, but I don't care. Okay, still black, unapologetically biracial, and proud comments. You are a self-hating, delusional piece of trash, man. They go hard in the paint. That's why I love with them, man. Like they're the ladies over there. It's like no holds bars, man. Some of the DMs, like the messages, like they send me, it's hilarious. It says we are mixed, not black. I get that you hate being half white, but you'll never be a black man. Period. And then only one is black on the charts. Everyone else is mixed, not black. I got Mulatto Vanguard. I'm mixed and I'm black. Bitch, you're fucking mixed. And we look at your picture. It's like, bro, Aaron, the way it's spelled, I don't know. You're a dude or you're a female? You're a stud? What are you? What are you? You know, Aaron. And it's like, yeah, you're mixed. I'm black. Uh, Bro, you're mixed. Like that's an oxymoron. How can you be mixed and black? Like if we're looking at your phenotype as well, you got your dreads. That's cool, but homie, you're too light skinned. You're not black. You're light skinned. You're too light to be. That's not a black person. Doesn't have your complexion. And even looking at this image here, I'm not gonna even click your profile. I don't care, bro. I don't know what the hell you're a dude or a female. I don't care. But like you're even your facial symmetry, you clearly are mixed. You don't have full African phenotype. Your facial symmetry doesn't match that. So it's for political purpose or belonging. You want to belong. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. And then says no such race is mixed. you know, and this is a mixed person here. Look at that's what I'm saying. It's another one of them. The American politics, the race politics is very interesting. You have a lot of confused biracials and confused MGMs and confused grifts who think they're just black. It's hilarious. Yeah, if you guys mate with black people and have kids with them, yeah, your kids gonna be mostly black. I mean, please don't go running around calling your kid a sakatra. That's the equivalent of like, a biracial lady with her white partner. They're gonna call their kids octoroon. I doubt that. Like Sage Steele, she has kids by a white guy, and their kids are basically white. I mean, you want to call them, octoroons? That's on you. It's kind of weird, to be honest with you. or quadroons, excuse me. I meant to say quadroon. Yeah, sage steel is biracial mulatto. White, so their children are we. But are they going to call themselves quadroon? You know, and this person here, like you look at her, bro. I don't even need to click on a profile. You can look at the avatar. Look at her skin tone. Like black people do not have that light skin. Let's cut the crap, guys. Okay. So you got mixed people out here fighting for their lives to prove their blackness. No such race is mixed. But you know what race there is? The race mulatto. There is a race called mulatto. You people are finding it out and you people are seething and upset about that. Stay mad, though, of course. Person puts here, no such race as black or white. We understand when a person says they're black or white, not mixed. Isn't everyone in America mixed? What the hell is that? See, isn't everyone mixed? Everyone in America is not mixed, but Terry, clearly you are. But you have mommy issues. You hate your white mom or you hate your biracial mom. That's usually the case with you people. Okay. You got mommy issues, so you want to suck off and serve a dark skinned black guy to prove you're black to fit into their group because you're not going to fit into the black community by doing good deeds with black women. They're going to kick your ass out of the group. People like you got to suck off and serve dark skinned black guys to fit in with their group and they'll protect you. We already understand the arrangement. Okay, we get it. The mulatto men with some balls and dignity and integrity, we get it. We understand what the game is here. And a lot of you are upset because you kind of get called out for your weakness and your the nature when you want to sabotage. If you just stay in your lane and do what you do, that's all good. But when you jump up out here and kind of challenge us, the men, our rhetoric, then it's like, okay, you're setting yourself up for a situation you're not going to win. A lot of black people would beg to differ. I'm mixed too. Yeah, okay, cool. What country does it say? Florida? Oh, you're in America. I'm mixed, so make it make sense. Only Americans think like that. My mother's Jamaican and islands, mixed race people are acknowledged as being mixed. It's simple as that. Exactly. And he's responding to Terry as well. Yeah. Yeah. He claims mixed. Jordan Stone here. He says he's mixed. His family's from the islands or whatever. Yeah. Mixed people exist around the planet. And of course, this guy or gal, whatever you are, Aaron, you jump in here and say, well, I ain't on the effing islands, am I? No, you're probably in some shithole hood acting like a fake rapper. There's plenty of you guys or gals, whatever, because it's all, in their group, you can't tell anymore. All the studs running around. You really don't know. So, and the person puts here, doesn't matter what y'all opinions are. I get pulled the F over. You think you guys see it always goes back to Blackistan gaslighting tactic number one. When the police pulls you over, they finna seize you as a black. Why are you getting pulled over, homie? Why are you acting like a degenerate criminal thug savage? Maybe you should question your value system. Why are you inclined to this kind of primitive nature of committing crime? You get pulled over. Why are you the last time I got pulled over and I was driving through the state of New Mexico and my license plate light was out. Dark as hell out there. This was like a few years back. And you have lights, you have the headlights, you have the tail lights, right? But there's also two lights that are above your license plate so that when you're driving at night, people can see your license plate number. Well, the lights were out. I didn't fix them or replace them. I was pulled over by a cop. He was like a Hispanic, I think it was Mexican Hispanic cop, yeah. No citation. I mean, he wrote me like a receipt, but it was like a fix it ticket. So there was no court date or no fee, whatever. It's just fix your light, basically situation. But I was pulled over and it's like, and I just continued with my business because I'm a civilized, decent mulatto man. I'm not a hood booger, thug savage trying to act cool with the dark skinned community. When I see this person here, this is what you see. They got the chain, necklace, the dreads, and you're light skin, homie. You don't look like a dark skinned Bantu. But they want to be down with them because they're little hip hop hood swag. Cool, homie. But you're pushing the same rhetoric we hear from all of you guys. I've been hearing it for a minute. This whole idea, you get pulled over by the cops. Bro, why? What are you talking about? Pulled over? Why are you acting like a degenerate to get pulled over in the first place? Think they care my skin a little lighter? Nah, I'm a effing black man. And the funny thing is, I would be fully black and look just like this, and I'm magically black. But since I have other ethnicities in me, I'm magically not. Black take up more than half my DNA. I think by appearance and the fact I was raised by my capital letters. Black mama allows me to call myself black. Shake my head. I don't give a fuck what you call yourself, homie. I don't care. We don't even claim you. We don't care. You're jumping up in our comment section. You see that? Mulatto Vanguard's post, my post. And you jump it up in here. I'll just use you people for content. I don't give a shit. What you identify is, you think you're from the hood. I don't care, bro. But we analyze your rhetoric. When you get pulled over by the cop, well, because you want to act like a Bantu. That's a you problem, not me. Okay. A guy puts here, never plan to go to Nigeria and never will. But hey, Nigerian is my biggest percentage. That's some self-hatred shit. I actually want to go to Nigeria. I actually want to go. I've been to Ghana, and the big debate in West Africa between Nigeria and Ghana is who has the best jollof rice. That's like a real thing. They like soccer out there, and then also like they're real serious on their jollof rice. I actually want to go to Nigeria. I want to go to Lagos. I think it's an interesting place. It would be interesting to go to. It's on my list of travels to go back to Africa, West Africa. I don't have a date set yet. I don't know yet. I don't know yet when I'm going to go, but yeah, I actually want to go. I'll spend money and support their local economy, support the business people, I actually want to engage with African Bantu people in Nigeria and spend money and stimulate their economy. I actually want to go. Like, I'm intrigued by them. But it's funny, you got these people who act all super blackety, biggity, black. And when they get pulled over by the police with their weak ass hip hop bullshit, they're super tough and super black, but they don't even like the African continent. They don't even want to connect with Africans. Isn't that despicable? I have African heritage, never lied about it. I embrace it. And it's like I wear it on my shoulder. Like, I'm proud of my African heritage. This is why I want to explore Africa. Look at this guy. Never planned to go to Nigeria. Well, where are you going to go? You're going to be stuck in your little shithole community or your hood, whatever I would say. Looking all your light skin, you're all mixed and shit. This is why I don't do the whole light skin shit. You guys want to act like fucking Bantus. I'm not saying all of you. You got real dudes like, light skin historian, the other cat, Patrick. I like Patrick. He's a civilized man. I respect Patrick. I like what he does. And but a lot of these, you run into these light skins like this. I don't want to go to Nigeria. When you get pulled over, it's because you act like a fucking Bantu here in America. And you think that's cool. You're gonna try to flex it on me. I'm not interested, bro. I'm not interested. You gotta dance, sing a song. Your rap music probably sucks, but either way, you're gonna pay me or cook for me or you're gonna do something for me. Okay. So this other guy here puts right here, you can be what you want, but it doesn't erase whatever else you mix with. I guess my situation is different. I'm mixed with black, white, and Indian. He's Caribbean kind of heritage. Both my parents is mixed with black, but I can't call myself a black man. Yeah, you don't look black, homie. Yeah, you look mixed. You look more so Hispanic, right? Not Anglo, right? But yeah, you're not black. Clearly not black. And it's yeah. So and he's honest about it. This dude here who put the comment, Jordan, he's honest about it. But then you got guys like this who want to lie and pretend, all light skin and shit, pretending like you're just black. Why ain't gonna go to Nigeria? Go to Nigeria. They're gonna call you a white man. You're gonna get, you're gonna get your wake up call out there. Go to Nigeria. They're gonna call you a white man, bro. It's kind of how it works. When you go to the real black people, the real ones, okay, they're gonna let you know what's up. I have more white ancestry than black. I'm 49% European, 39% African, and 12% Indian and other. Yeah, he's kind of within the range, mulatto range. 10%, or it's like 12% at least, his admixture is Indian. So 40%, 50%, 49% European, 39% African. He's within the range. For me, my standards, obviously, there's other mulattoes who are not going to agree. They're gonna, that's just how it is. We're exploring that right now. Well, you definitely don't look white to me. Your percentage don't mean esh. Your race is how you look. Yeah, he doesn't look like one of you blacks, okay? I call myself black or mixed. I am black, but I'm also mixed. Oxymoron. You effed up right there. That's the confusion there. And it's because the identity with blackness, it's politically charged, politically amped. This is why I call myself black or mixed. I am black, but I'm also mixed. That's an oxymoron. If you're mixed, you're clearly not black. There's a definite definition for being mixed, and for being a definite position, definite description for being black, I should say. And I mean, you look at a guy's image, it's like, okay, yeah, go to Nigeria. Let's see how black you really are. Okay. Doesn't change the fact that I'm black. Now, if you look white, I wouldn't call yourself black. Why? That changes your race. Your race. Yeah, this guy's kind of clearly dumb. I don't need to. So this guy's sharing more images of himself. That's a pic of me. I got red curly hair and I'm white as F. I look Hispanic, and that's what I said as well, looking at him, even though he's not. He's like 49% European. Well, I don't know his for Caribbean. I don't know where his European heritage comes from, and he's like what 39% African, 12% Indian. Says I could never say I've experienced the hardships of black man. You don't have the black experience. Mulattoes don't. Mulattoes do not have the black experience. Don't let these hood booger mulattoes trick you because they lack an identity. They're comfortable being a sucker subordinate to Blackistan. Don't let them trick you. Most black men, I tell themselves that my life experience would be different than theirs. He's sharing an image of himself. Okay, so this is public. This is my Mulatto Vanguard, public Facebook page, and yeah, this is not a black person. Okay, person puts here, you look biracial to me. I can very much see your black characteristics. You see how they lie and trick. Look at this guy. I can see your black characteristics. A lot of the time, we get mistaken for Hispanics because many Hispanics are ethnically biracial. In America, nearly everyone's mixed, and they keep lying with this shit. Everyone is not mixed in America. A Caucasian person that is Irish and German is not mixed. They're dual ethnicity, dual culture. They're not mixed. These people, and these are black or black identified. This is like a mixed lady who's an old timer. She's old. You look at her, yeah. She thinks she's black though. She's mixed, obviously. But they're trying to push this like there's no such thing as mixed. We're all mixed. We're all the same. That's a lie. And I hate when you people say that because it's very disingenuous. That's such a ridiculous thing to call oneself. My cousin Huey is pale, has red hair, freckles. Black people come in variety. They come in limited variety. Black genes are dominant. They're clearly not dominant because if they were, you would just look fully black. But you clearly look mixed. Your skin is way too light, sis. So that's another lie because it's an Afrocentric lie. That's how you know they're black identified and pro black when they push this whole, black genes are dominant argument. You know that they're basically pro black and they serve dark skinned people, right? And most people who are the product of a black parent, that's all I'm saying. I never said erase your family. If you want to refer to yourself as Baskin Robbins 31 flavors, be my guest. That's just stupid. No one liked your comment. Nobody cares. It's just dumb. Terry, that's a fat L right there, Terry. It's a fat L. But still white. Majority of Americans, and especially Southern Ivory and Ebony American people, will remind people directly or indirectly that the one drop rule still exists. The end. No, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. The one drop rule ended in 1967, but there's a lot of people who still want to push it to use mixed people for their agenda. Now, with the males, they use it against the women to trick them to get sexual access, right? Easy for them. And they'll use it against the men, mulatto men, mixed men, because they want to take our political wins and our social clout, political clout, like Barack Obama, these politicians, but social clout as well. Like they'll claim Patrick Mahomes when these mulatto men are winning in music, entertainment, etc. Well, he's black. His dad's black. So he's black. Well, he's got a white mom. So clearly he's not black. I'm sick of these classifications. We're all just human. Race is man's way of separating us. Yeah, finances, money is a way of man separating. I put the laughing emoji here because they always push this crap. I'm sick of these classifications. They just want to separate us. Look at the bio, divorced. I don't even need to go there. Brenda, older lady, divorced. I don't need to get personal, okay? But it's just, it's kind of a weak argument. You're sick of the classifications. We're all just human beings. Yeah, we're all just human beings, but we have mulattoes. We have a different political, a different social reality than a lot than you guys. We're exploring that. Okay. And you said race is man's way. Yeah, well also, class is man's way of separating, So yeah. I got through some of it. I think I'm gonna kind of end things, cut things short here with that because we're almost at an hour. I just want to touch on that. I can continue on. I'm gonna check out your comments and then kind of get the hell out of here. Shout out to you. How long you been live? I read that one. Haiti has people that look Dominican too because they're light. They're right next door. Yeah, black people don't even accept light skinned people unless it benefits them. This is my first year I don't identify black anymore. Yeah, interesting. Did you find my channel? Did you find someone else's channel? What information did you get to where you are today? Because that's interesting. Yeah, it's a lot of light skinned people, light skinned African Americans who find my material. Some of them are radicalized. I'll be honest. They realize they've kind of been lied to. They've realized they've been conditioned to accept a shitty deal from the dark skinned community, to be maneuvered as like a subordinate, as like a subgroup, as like an afterthought. You're just an auxiliary. You're just there. Oh, you're just light skinned. You a nigga like us, but you just light skinned. Are like, well, they're trying to like punk you. Like that's not full membership access. If you get successful, you do something they don't like, they're gonna be like, oh, that's that light skin shit, which is cool. They can say that, but you have to look at the dark skin Bantu and be like, hey, you're getting uppity out of line. That's that fucking dark skin shit. Shut your black ass up with those dark skin tears. They're not gonna like that. Once you mention their dark skin, they get super fucking sad and you notice that, right? But yet they think it's normal to talk about you and being light skinned. My thing is to you guys, you're light skinned. Why do you accept that? Because I'm a biracial man. I'm a mulatto man. I'm a biracial man. I don't accept that dark skin shit. They're not gonna punk me into this whole light skin stuff. I'm not part of their group. I've never found that to be acceptable. But a lot of you guys, you're from that group and you've been conditioned to think that's just normal. It's not, for me, it's not normal. It's not normal. So I just yeah, let me move on. I have a character whose father is mulatto, but I have multiple baby mothers where some of his children have more black and mulatto. Yeah, they thought Obama was gonna get them reparations. Yeah, they'll use a mulatto man if they can get something out of him, like political clout, reparations. When they realized Obama wasn't going to give him a penny, then they started to turn on his ass, and all these blacks were like Republicans all of a sudden now. After Obama's term, during Obama's term, all these blacks were like Democrats, right? Now that you got Trump, you have these black, like Blexit, like black conservatives. They're all popping up out of nowhere. They're all Obama supporters, right? If they can't get nothing out of the mulatto man, they're gonna turn on the mulatto man and be all pro Anglo. It's a lesson mulattoes got to learn. The character I made is why I don't your character Coolie Cat. You got like a comic book. You got like a character I made is Wyatt I would. His character is black. You got like comic book or something. You're making characters or something, or you got any art or animation material you're writing? Yes, because how is Obama black, but Zendaya isn't, according to them? Because they're never consistent on this whole discussion. The mulattoes over here, we were ultra consistent, especially me, very precise, persistent, and consistent. And basically, with the proof, the video proof, the sources, the information, and nobody has yet to challenge me on the rhetoric. They're just going to report me and like, he shouldn't even have a channel. They're going to basically try to silence you and defame you. That's their main method, is they want to lie on you, lie on your name, make up lies and defame you to try to discredit you. They'll never challenge the rhetoric because they'll lose every time. Yeah, they'll say Obama's black, but they'll say Zendaya is not. Why is that? Saying Africans aren't black is the dumbest crap. These pretendians, yeah, it's just, yeah, they're like the hood booger. Especially got the light skinned mixed hood boogers. They're worse than anybody. They think they're black. They have to out black the actual blacks, And that becomes a dangerous combination, you know? And that's the thing. They're going to sit there and say, well, the Africans, they're not even black. Like, what? Because that's what the black in America, it's a politically charged word. That's the reason why. And they use it for political clout. They hoodwink these mulattoes into being their suckers and subordinates for political clout. Elroy Swartz, he puts here, actually, I agree. Africans historically never viewed themselves as black. They identify by their tribal names. Sure, that's true. That's why in America, this whole concept of blackness and being black, it's clearly political. And it's for them fighting for power and resources from white people. That's all it is. What and you're mulatto, you're half white. Like where are you in this equation? I tell mulattoes, get the best deal possible. Don't be a sucker to them. Make sure they pay you, give you something. What people should be saying is that most Africans are Bantus, which is more accurate. Yeah, it's a good point. What is a recognizable sign that someone is a Bantu? Look at their phenotype. I just arrived home from work, but I'm glad to be part of the stream again, bro. I appreciate you being here as always, man. You know, you're always welcome here. Appreciate you. Bantus can be recognized by broad features, by mostly it comes from down to genetics. Bantu genes differ from region to region based on which tribes they mix with and migrated. Exactly. And on that note, I just posted on my IG image Bantu migration. So let me pull it up for you guys on my IG right here. Guys, shameless plug. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Mulatto Vanguard, IG. Oh shit, I shared the threads one. I'm gonna have to do that another time because I got caught up with the Facebook. It's all meta. Facebook, IG, and then threads. It's all meta. Mark Zuckerberg, right? But yeah, I'm not gonna spend all night talking about this shit. So we got right here the Bantu expansion. It's a chart. I don't know where I found this at. I don't know exactly. I think I found it on Twitter or X or something. I can zoom it up for you guys. I don't recall where I found it. I found it a while ago, and I'm just sharing it now. Yeah, I think this is better. Yeah, you guys can see that. The chart here is a genetic history of Bantu speaking people. Now, the theory, they originate in West Africa, but there's an expansion period where they migrated to the south, even to the east. And it shows right here where the immune system and lactose tolerance. And of course, with the transatlantic slave, the Bantus expanded into the Western Hemisphere. It says, as Bantu speaking people migrated across Africa, they acquired advantages, genetic mutations through admixture. Right. And you look at a comment here from a South African colored man, Elroy Swartz, he puts here, Bantus can be recognized by broad features, the flaring nostrils, the nose, dark skin, exactly. But mostly it comes down to genetics. And because a lot of Bantus, they intermix with different Fulani, different tribes during their expansion period from region to region. Exactly. Yeah, precisely on point. Person puts here, no such thing as mixed. Explain the genetic pool of Italy impacted by the Moors. Interesting. A Bantu tribe like the Zulus and a tribe like the Sothlos, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, are genetically different, but also the same because both are Bantu groups. Also, American Bantus are slightly different to African Bantus precisely because of this kind of admixture that has occurred, especially with the American Bantus. A lot of them have admixed with European and also Native American as well. Now the Native is way less, way less. The European side is what's more pronounced. When a lot of these Bantus, they're pretendians in the United States, North America, they pretend to be Indians. They do a DNA test. They're like 1% Indian and like 8%, 10% European. So they have more European heritage than Indian, but they're claiming Indian. It's very sad to see some of these people, you know, and how their identity crisis, but they push that on the biracials, you know. They're like, oh, you're biracial, you don't fit in with us, quote unquote, meaning you're not going to take a shitty deal and let them punk you. It's like, fuck you, man. You got identity crisis, you're not going to let me punk you. Okay. And it's like, but yet when it comes down to it, like when they take the DNA test, they're pretending to be indigenous or Cherokee. They got the little feather in their little TikTok bio. And they're like 1% Indian, bro. They're like 10% European and like they're pretending they're Indian. Make that make sense. Come on, guys. These are just Bantus that with admixture and they're confused, but they push that on us. I'm irritated by that. You put here, so apart from Bantus in Africa, we also have Kushites, Noilites, and Khoisan. Exactly, my pronunciation is not the best. All of which are genetically different. Bantus outnumbers everyone else in Africa, and look at the map because the most populated area in Africa is within that West African, Sub-Saharan African region right there, and they've expanded through the centuries throughout the whole continent. So the Bantus most likely would be in my genetics than any other genetic group. Yeah, pretty sure. So try to describe the differences. Bantus have broad features. Noilites are tall and dark, like Sudanese. Yeah, and slender. Kushites look more like Ethiopians and Somalis, and Khoisans have Asiatic features, but with 4C hair. Yes, Asiatic, more so like the eyes, the cheekbone eyes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, his interpretation is spot on. And this is an African man, South African colored man. So he has firsthand knowledge interacting with these people on a daily basis his whole life. Because obviously South Africa is one of the most like advanced, I guess I can say, economy. Sure, yeah, the most successful, prosperous economy country in South Africa. So you're going to have a lot of migration, right? A lot of Nigerians and Kenyans and people from all over Africa are going to migrate to South Africa, right? And obviously there's political issues because of that, but what I'm saying is the man knows because he's come across these different African groups his whole life. So he has firsthand knowledge, way more than me. I've only been to Ghana and West Africa once a few years back. And I've interacted with Africans here in America, like from Ethiopia, Somalia, and South Africa, and Nigeria, of course, and other places in Chad. So I've interacted with enough Africans, but not nowhere near to what this man is telling you. And I am mixed if my grandpa is mulatto. I don't know. Don't know, bro. Guys like Aaron try too hard for the community. Yeah, I know it's laughable at this point, bro. The community. Because they gotta do the hood shit. You light skin because you're light skin, homie. You get your tattoos like Gervonta Davis, get your fucking neck tattoos and act all extra hard and shit to fit in with Bantus. Like the game has been played out. We know you guys are ready. It's too funny to laugh at you. And I just sit here like, okay, bro. Keep trying. Keep trying to fit in, bro. And yeah, Khoisan people have Asian phenotypes because of migration. Yeah, that's interesting. I woke up this year at 35. I'm no longer a slave to Blackistan. Hey, better sooner than later, bro. Better sooner than later, man. My inspiration comes from these Z's, the Zoomers, the Zennials, whatever you want to say, Gen Z, like because they're in their early 20s. And my pro black phase, it came about when I was about like 22. It was like early 20s. I would say officially 23. But then I handed in my pro black card, is one mulatto man called it the Ant Report. Shout out to him. He said, when did you hand in your 2 week notice to the pro blacks? I was about 29 or 30. I was like, okay, I'm done with this shit. I'm done with you guys. It's just the con game is up. I got to get paid dealing with you people now. And so it was like my 20, like 23 to 29. It's like 6 years, like a few years, several years, not even a decade. But even then, to me, it was long enough. The fact that it took me to be 29 years old to realize I'm wasting my time trying to like get acceptance from these people and kind of over sympathize with them when it's a con game. They want to use us and our sympathy for their benefit. But I draw inspiration. I look at these Z's, who are in their 20s or early 20s. They're 21, 22, and they kind of already figured it out. They're like, fuck this. I'm mulatto. I'm not black. I love that for them, man. I want to promote them. I love that. It's inspirational in me. It's like, man, you guys are way ahead of the curve. Like this man, Mulatto Genesis. I did a live stream with him. He developed a mulatto flag, which I love. Beautiful flag. And I think the man is like 21 or 23. He's in early 20s. It's like, man, and I told him on the live stream, you're way ahead of the curve, bro. Like for me, it took me like experience navigating society, traveling in different groups, coordinating with people. Like by the time, like I said, I was like 29, my late 20s, I was like, what the fuck? I wasted a few years dealing with these people. They're ungrateful. They want to use mulattoes for their own gains. And a lot more mulattoes are figuring it out. They're figuring it out earlier on in their early 20s. I fucking love that for them. I love it. It inspires me. Like, you guys are giving me energy to continue to pump out this content and persevere and push forward. The guy puts here Creole would be 75% Bantu. I don't know. I'm not Creole, so I can't speak on that. I don't know. Says, well, some believe that the Khoisan people didn't have those because of migration, just because themselves. I believe some people due to migration because, yeah, I don't know. That Khoisan, yeah, there's a lot of theories out there that they have like the most ancient DNA, and it's interesting theories, but I don't want to explore it right now. Gonna move along. So you put here, there's a study that proves Khoisan have Asian DNA. Yeah, yeah, we can get into that. I mean, that's not mulatto related. It's more so, it's another topic, but it's interesting. Yeah, like Somalians due to Islam, I believe that some Indian Asians that look like they have black ancestry believe the world one. Yeah. So Elroy Swartz put the Khoisan people are literally the oldest people group on the planet. Some people believe that the Asians got their slant eye features from them instead of the other way around. Interesting theory. Yeah, yeah. The Khoisan, they're not dark skin; they're brown skin. Yep. You put they're so mad at Tyler for saying she's colored. Yeah, because they hate themselves. Yeah, the people like Black Americans, and they hate themselves, right? They're because they're conquered by Anglos, and before Anglos, a lot of them they were conquered by Arabs. And they hate themselves. This is why, like, when they push the one drop rule for biracials or for even colored or even Dominicanos, when they push this one drop rule on mixed people, it's like it's a sign that they hate themselves because no one else does that. You don't see Asians trying to like tell like mixed Asians, you're Asian like me, you got to claim Asian. White people don't do that. Like it's only them who want see someone who's like half black. They have a whole white parent, or in Tyla's case, where both of her parents are mixed, and like they want her to claim black so they can use her and claim her wins. It's self-hatred. More people are calling it out. I love that for us that we're calling it out. Cool. Let me see what else we got. Mulatto Vanguard. You could make AI rappers promote mulatto, griff, and sakura and quadroon ethnicity in music. I could. Damn. Do I have that influence? I don't know. I could make them do it with the AI. The Bantu expansion is 100% correct. Yeah, and the chart you see right there, it's pretty accurate, right? You look at it, it makes sense. Makes sense. They mix in with other groups, and yeah. Yes, the pretendian stuff is embarrassing. You'll enjoy the experience. A lot of Black Americans are actually moving to South Africa these days. I'm not saying that you are Black American. I know that you are mulatto. Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head, Royal Rush. Yeah, mulattoes are taught by Bantus to despise their white side. They have to basically downplay their white side, their white parent, and pretend and act like their white parent doesn't exist just to fit in with black people. It's very uncomfortable and disgusting how they try to maneuver you guys. And I'm saying you guys because I don't have that problem. But a lot of you guys do. Uh But yeah, that's the thing. Is like they try to basically, convince you to despise your white side to fit in with them when all of them hate themselves. They're competing with each other for white acceptance to get white money, white capital, white adjacency. That's the greatest con game alive. Is they want to convince a mulatto to downplay their white side while that same monoracial black is doing everything they can to get closer to a white person. It's the biggest con. That was the whole phase I kind of went through with the whole pro-black stuff where I realized I'm being conned out here. Like these people are not like serious. It's such a con game. It's disgusting and that's kind of when you go through that phase where it's like I'm gonna talk about it on my Patreon. I mean, I don't know how to really word it. It's not really grieving stage. I want to find a better word. Grieving, not necessarily grieving, but it's like the epiphany, but you go through a phase where there's like anger, resentment. And I'm seeing that with some of these younger mulattoes who kind of found my content. Some of them have a direction. I feel it in them. I see it. I hear it within their message where they're kind of their anger. There's vitriol. There's anger they have, which is justified. It's righteous. And they have a right to express their anger because they've been lied to and tricked to. They've been played. Bantus played them. Bantus have played mulattoes and MGMs, these mixed people, to think that you're a part of their group. Only when it's convenient for them. We know primarily with the women, they want to claim the women, to bastardize them, to use them as objects, and breeding, Pookie incubators to breed them, to Major La Laza, to bring in the European genes, to have, lighter, that's the whole process. Look at Kendrick Lamar. He's so pro-black, yet he has a mixed race baby mama. Um, Tariq Nasheed, he's a leader of the pro-wax on the interwebs, the FBA, all these dark-skinned pro-wax. He's so proud to be black. He has a mulatto partner. You cannot make this shit up. This is a pathology that they want to spread to everyone else, and they want you to find that to be acceptable. It's not. It's not. Only now they're getting their ass challenged and checked. Only now. And they're very scared about that. They're going to call in their white massa to censor all of you. And they love to use other races for their own benefits, especially mulatto. They're upset when the mulattoes cut off access. Then they got nowhere to go. They're not going to try that with Asians. Even Hispanics, it's not going to work. It's only the Hispanics who want to try to act black. Yeah. I'll be honest. I'd be mad and offended too if I were like these pro-blacks. Yeah. Cool. That's it, guys. I just want to kind of cut it short and just start off with that whole Facebook post. It was interesting. We kind of ended on a different note with the Bantu expansion, but laid out clearly with this image here. We have Elroy Swartz, South African colored man, to verify it. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. And I'll be back, I think, with number 2, because like I said, on the threads, which is Meta as well, Meta, Facebook, IG threads, for whatever reason, my initial post, it got a lot of traction, as you can see in the thumbnail. And in the thumbnail with the AI, I included the Sakatra, which I don't recommend you guys call yourselves that. And then also they have the griff. Like, I included it because you saw in the Facebook post, a lot of people were upset. Like, you're leaving out these other groups. You're only focused on the whitening. It's like, I didn't even make the damn image. Someone, a Hapa lady, shared it, and she got it from like a mestizo guy. So I'm just like kind of sharing stuff within this kind of greater mixed race apparatus discussion. I'm just sharing information. That's it. I'm just a voice, but I speak for, represent, advocate for mulattoes unapologetically. I'm not going anywhere. Make sure you guys hit the like button, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace out.